What's going on, guys? DC here from Movie Talk Reviews. As I'm sure some of you have been watching on the Zapata brand podcast channel with Jersey Jay-Z and screenwriter Rob. So as the show continues to grow, we figured we'd try to bring some new stuff to you guys. We've actually had a ton of interest from fans of Ghostbusters, which is a little strange. I don't want to say strange, but also warms my heart because obviously that is one of, if not my favorite movie of all time. And as we continue to grow, we want to bring you guys some different things. So hopefully going forward, I'm going to start to do some more unboxing and reviews of either collectibles or toys that I kind of bring into my collection. As you can see, some of the stuff behind me. So since we're coming up on Halloween and we've had such a big interest in Ghostbusters, I'm going to start with unboxing the Ghost Trap from Hasbro HasLab. So mine arrived in the mail today, actually, so we are going to do a small unboxing. And there'll be some B-roll, so it can kind of show you guys are going to see this stuff in real time with me, but then I'll do some B-roll so you guys can kind of see the features and the equipment up close. And I do have the 1984 Proton Pack on the way, which unfortunately that doesn't ship as of now until March of 26, but when it arrives, I will probably be doing a review and unboxing for you at that point to go with the 84 Neutrona wand that I recently picked up, and I may do something along those lines as well. So let's get right into it. So right here, I don't know if this will be a true unboxing, but here is the original shipping container that it comes in. As you can see, it says Ghostbusters Firehouse Plasma Ghost Trap Ghostbusters. So I was like, great. So then I opened it up, and then we had a box inside of another box. So figured get rid of that. I wanted to keep all the struggling of unpacking to a minimum. And here is the actual product. Here we go. We have the Ghostbusters HasLab packaging. This thing looks great. It's called the 2 in the Box from Ghostbusters 2. I'm sure you all remember that scene.
2 in the box!
Ready to go.
We be fast and
They be slow.
wow!
And this is set up to almost look like it has an evidence tag on it. Actually, it says Judge Stephen Wexler, which, as we know, was the judge in Ghostbusters 2. And this is the Ghost Trap and the P.K.E meter. So I think what it is, once it receives enough backing, they will unlock a bunch of different tiers of extras you can get. So I did cut the tape, so this would be a little bit easier, but I haven't unpacked anything yet. So for the most part, this is in pretty good shape. There is a little dinger here on the box, but this came to me sealed from the factory, so not a huge concern. But yeah, this looks like I don't know, just a storage chest chamber kind of thing. It's got a dusty handprint, and all the caution tape says do not directly look into the trap, as you can see right there. And it's got the Ghostbuster logo all over it. Just really cool. If you've been a fan of this franchise for a long time, like I have, this stuff kind of just ticks all your boxes from your childhood. So let's open this up, and we have 2 different boxes right here. So let's see, pull the first one out. Come on, work for daddy. Here's one. And I'll pull the second one out, and then we'll kind of get rid of the chest. All right, so that's this. And to anybody who's wondering, these 2 items take 7 double A's. Put that there. So let's put this here. Go here. I don't know which is which because they both say 2 in the Box, Ghost Trap, and P.K.E meter, so let's take a quick look here. Okay, so I'm going to open the first one. And here it looks like we have, this was one of the extra unlockables, apparently, one of the extra tiers. We have, I know there's a sheet of stickers. We have Camp Wakanda. I think this one is the Raise Occult books. There's the Stay Puft Marshmallows. And on the back side, there is blueprints. I know this is like a poster-sized blueprint of the ghost trap in the P.K.E meter. I will most likely be taking that out and framing it and hanging it. And if I have a chance, I'll try to get some B-roll of that in the frame that I picked up earlier today. It's hard to see. I think these are the ESP cards that Venkman used in the first movie, but I do know that on the other side they say Erase Cult Books. They don't have that blue design from the first movie. Then here it looks like we have a GB Engineering card from Zedmore Industries. So this is definitely diving deep into some of the, I guess, lore or canon or whatever you want to call it that they're starting to do going forward with Ghostbusters, which I really like. I really like that we're starting to see some new stories and it's not just about the guys from 1984. So this one, let's take this out. And here we have just the trap itself. So I'll try to pull some of this stuff out. It's got some good weight to it. Like I said, there'll be some B-roll. So we have the trap in and of itself right here. This looks great. I never had, the only thing I had before this was the Matty Collector Neutrona Wand. And actually I did have the Ghost Trap, but it was so long ago. Those came out in like 2013. I don't really recall how accurate it was compared to this, but this looks fantastic. I'm hoping that like I said, can get some batteries in here, figure this whole thing out, and take it from there and show you some of the stuff. So just like the movie, the actual trap cartridge comes out. There's a button on here on the handle, just like the film. Put that there. This also comes with the little side pieces that you can replace here. This is the 1984 version. This would be the Ghostbusters 2 version. I'm not sure if there was a difference in Afterlife. I'd have to go back and check it out. Here we have, these are all the different patches that comes with it. We have the regular No Ghost logo. We have the Stay Puft logo. The, I guess, Ghostbuster Engineer logo that we saw in Frozen Empire, which I really, really like. This is a very cool touch. And then we have a Ghostbuster HasLab. These are all very, very cool. And then we have, this looks like it's the stand. There's a display stand for the trap. And then we have this is a 9-foot connector hose from the trap pedal to the trap. So that probably opens up starts all the features, lights and sounds and whatever. So I'm going to assume this is the P.K.E meter. Let's see that. And yes, so we have the P.K.E meter right here. Let's take this out. So we have this, I think, is modeled after the Afterlife one. So we have a switch back here that turns it into the, I guess, the shock mode, if you want to call it, when they could shock the dogs and everything else. Let's put those back in. Let's do it again. Yeah, there you go. So obviously I'm sure it does a lot more when the batteries are in, but that's what we have for now. Very cool. Here is the pedal for the trap. Looks great. Obviously I'm not stepping on it, but for all intents and purposes, looks pretty accurate. Here is the port for the cable. Some rubberized feet, and this would be, I'm assuming this would be the battery compartment. And then we have the, here would be part of the stand for the P.K.E meter, the display stand, because those will be going up in the collection. Now, the other things that were pretty cool about some of the tiers that we're getting unlocked is, can I open this? If you are a cosplayer or just like to have everything you can for authenticity's sake, we have a holster for the P.K.E meter, which is very cool. Feels like a pretty decent leather or fake leather. So that could go on any costume belt you might have. And then there's also one for the ghost trap, which this is a very solid aluminum backed piece. There's the piece for the V hook. And then I'll do that real quick. Let's see what happens here. Does it go on? Yeah, there you go. Just like that. And then there's a strap that buttons on here, goes around here, I'm sure, to keep it in, and then you can wear this on your belt if you're doing cosplays anywhere. This is very, very cool. And it's very sturdy. Like, I'm shaking it, and the only thing that's making noise are the components of the trap. So they did a really great job with that. And that's everything that's in the boxes that kind of matters. So then let me get some batteries in these, and then maybe we'll take a quick look at some of the up close functions and see what everything does. All right, guys, so here's the ghost trap with batteries installed. I'm turning this on. Now you can see the light bar changing, and like I said, these are the 1984 side rails. So let's see what happens when we step on the trap pedal. All right, now I know if we wait a few seconds, there are some ghost sounds that come out, and you can change the sounds with this knob right here. Interesting. So now let's turn that off. So I think that when you replace these, like I said, you get some Ghostbuster 2 sounds like the Scoleri Brothers and some others. I'm not going to do that now because I'm trying to get through to the P.K.E meter. But for the most part, this thing looks great. I know these switches down here do a few things, changes some of the vibration modes and the animations of the light bar at the top. I tried to make it so it goes just like the original movie once the ghost is caught. And actually, I think I have to, let's go the other direction. That's more like it. I'm curious if it resets every time. I'm not sure. Now let's check out the P.K.E meter. Okay, so here we have the P.K.E meter in some of its most simplest forms. And then if we start here, that's your animations. You can see as you increase the sounds and lights, and then we can bring it down a little bit. Almost turn it off. This switch right here is what they call low ionization, and then we go to high ionization. Then it just kind of changes a few things. Sounds are a little bit different, a little more high-pitched. Then we'll put those all the way down, and then this will actually put it to sleep. Now we'll put it to the taser mode. We have to flip that up, and we'll hit this switch up. Very cool. And then any of these buttons will do. And then we hit an overheat sequence, which is also very cool. And then when you're done with that, you can just flick that switch down, cover that up, and then you just have to go one arm at a time. Nope. To there. And then close it up there, and then it's reset. And that is the P.K.E meter. Very cool. It says to have an EMF mode if you put the switch on that middle position. I've seen a couple guys try to do this on YouTube. No one's been very successful. I don't have any EMF stuff here, so maybe Hasbro will let us know what's up as more gear comes out. All right, guys, that about does it. I hope you enjoyed that unboxing and got to see some of these things in action. They're fairly available on places like eBay. Actually, eBay might be the only place you can get them now. The original price was $2.99. I paid a little bit over that, but I'm sure if you reach out to sellers or do some of the auctions, you can find some pretty decent prices. I paid over the original retail, which I'm fine with because that's what I get for missing out in the first place. But I'm very happy to have something like this back in the collection, and looking forward to the Proton Pack and obviously doing more of this type of stuff for you guys in the near future. So until then, see you later.